Hi, welcome to this tutorial on Logic Pro X. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at basically starting off with a project and having a look around these sort of various windows that are there for us. So I've already got Logic Pro X running here on the top bar, but we may, if you've actually ran it from a shortcut, we may get something like that, or we can do new from template, which brings up this sort of box, and it gives us various options. There it's got sort of various type of projects which are looked up, and I believe that when you sort of just start running this software from the first time, you would actually get something that looks like the following. So at the beginning, Logic Pro X seems to have quite a lot of sort of windows that are sort of open, and as this is a MacBook Pro, the screen isn't big, so it does look a bit cluttered. So I'll show you sort of a couple of tricks to sort of make it a little less cluttering. So basically we've got lots of different windows which are open. Some of these are important, some of them are not, and the controls for these windows are up the top here on there. So if you hover over a control, this will show you the control that the window that it separates from. So if we click on this library one, that will actually allow us to see the library or not. And then we've got this this second one here, which is the inspector, and the inspector is fairly important. It gives us important information concerning a track. So at the moment we're not too sort of interested in sort of seeing that. Then we've got a toolbar function which gives us sort of various sort of shortcuts and tools which are related to the window that we're actually in. We've got a quick help, and then we've got a smart controls. So smart controls, basically it tries to be a bit intelligent and come up with controls which are based around where you're actually working. So at the moment we don't sort of need to see this, so we can execute it like that. And then also to complete these, we've also got a mixer, which we can sort of turn on and off there. We can even sort of make that mixer sort of bigger, and that gives us our a full sort of mixing desk. And if we sort of remove that, and we've also got a editor, and the editor again is fairly intelligent. If you're working on a MIDI track, it brings up the MIDI editor. If you're working on an audio track, it brings up a audio editor for that. So we'll get rid of that at the moment. Next to these, in this block here, we have our various sort of controls. So we click on to play, we can click this one to record, and then we've got rewind and fast forward, for example, there. In this middle here, we have quite an important box which gives us information about the track. We've got some interesting thing here. If you've actually got a MIDI keyboard connected and inserted into Logic Pro X, it'll actually tell you what chord you're actually playing. And we've also got things here for our project BPM. So if we want to change our BPM, we just double click on that, and then enter another number, and then our project automatically changes to the BPM there. And in this section here, this basically gives us our sort of where we are in our song in terms of beats, bars and divisions. And finally we got our 4/4 section here. So again, if we double click on that, we can sort of change the actual time signature that this track is actually sort of working on. So we'll put that back to 4/4 on there. Again, on the right hand side, we have some more functions on here. We have the cycle, which allows us to loop around a section. We've got replace, a tuner if we're sort of using sort of a guitar, and we've also got a solo button there. And that sort of really concludes with a general sort of look at the sort of top bar on Logic Pro X.